Hi, folks. Welcome to Crisco's Corner. Welcome back. Here we go. And they're off. Obama campaigned for Harris in Pennsylvania and other key states. Obama is planning to kickstart a campaign blitz for Harris over the coming weeks. I guess he's going to start in Pennsylvania, a state that either side has to have. It's turned into quite the swing state over time. Let's listen to Trump's reaction to, you're going to see also, too, here, Liz Cheney, who lost in her home state for her congressional seat by over 35 points in a very, very conservative state. I believe Wyoming. Let's listen to what Trump says.
Kamala Harris.
Well, Liz Cheney lost for Congress. She was terrible. I really think it hurts. I think, frankly, if Kamala, I think they hurt each other. I think they're so bad, both of them.
Joe Conch is not.
That's typical Trump. Now let's read the story. Former President Obama is preparing to hit the campaign trail next week for Vice President Harris. I'm surprised he hasn't. That tells me, I know his wife, the former First Lady, is not a big fan of Biden or Harris. And I don't think Obama is either. I remember the old quote, Joe, you don't have to do this, when he ran for president. Because his other quote concerning Joe Biden, he used Joe Biden because he needed a supposedly, at least from the public opinion of it, a moderate that was white and older and experienced. You know, it's the way things work. You pick your running mate to make up for the deficiencies you have. Focusing on key battleground states in the lead up to Election Day, according to a senior campaign official with autonomy to discuss the matter. Obama, who served back-to-back terms as president from 2000 to 2017, I remember I used to be a sitting city council member in upstate New York as a Democrat. And I was there from 2000 to 2007. Now, having said that, I remember in 2012, the night that President Obama got reelected, I remember standing there with a fairly high elected official's spouse. And they had a big screen TV. It was kind of like a party for the Democrats. So that's when I was a Democrat. I left the party over a decade ago. And the person said to me, you don't look really thrilled. You look like your head is down. I said, I'm concerned. I'm concerned that this is the beginning of the end of the republic. And I mean that sincerely. And I was a Democrat, at one time a sitting city council president. And I said that because I knew what was coming. I didn't know it would be this bad. So let's read on. A Fox survey of Pennsylvania voters last week found Harris narrowly ahead of Trump by 2 points among registered voters, while the race is tied at 49 each amongst likely voters. Now, there's a huge difference between registered voters and likely voters. Biden won the state by more than 80,000 votes in 2020. Now, it's only 2 points among likely voters. Likely voters, I've knocked on a million doors in all the campaigns that I've done for myself and other people. We get what they call the walking list, all the registered people in that area. And you go door to door. Now, what you do is, when you get these walking lists, you want to get people that have voted at least once in the last 3 to 4 years. They're likely voters. I've gone to just registered voters, waste of time. If they haven't voted in 3, 4, 5 years, they're not going to vote, period, no matter if it's Trump or not, or presidential or not. So likely voters is the real gauge. Going to be a close one. Detroiters reveal if the city is leaning towards Harris or Trump. You don't have to get 50% in a city like Detroit or Pittsburgh or even Philadelphia and Pennsylvania. All you have to do is don't make it 80-20 like it normally is, 80% Democrats. You make it 60% Democrats, they lose the state. Let's read on. President Obama's senior advisor, Eric Schultz, told Fox News that the 44th president is determined to help Harris and other Democrats get elected. No, he's not. President Obama believes the stakes of this list could be more consequential. What he's worried about is the fact that he can't control what goes through the Oval Office anymore if it's Trump or a Republican. You know, you've got Liz Cheney. I mean, these are the same people, the same Democrats that called her father and her a war criminal. They should be up on trial in The Hague for crimes against humanity. And they did. All of a sudden now, Liz Cheney's the golden girl, and her father, Dick Cheney, we all know his background, warmonger, no big deal. These Democrats will lay down with anybody if they think they're going to get ahead. His goal is to win the White House. No, that voting has begun, yeah. They must have internals that are really, really bad. Focus on persuading and mobilizing voters, especially in states with key races. Many of these races are likely to go down to the wire and nothing to take it for granted. Now, we'll have to say, in all fairness, Barack Obama has that, we'll call it stage presence. He's a very, very, very good public speaker. Not many presidents have had that stage presence. Bill Clinton had it. Barack Obama has it. Ronald Reagan had it. And Donald Trump a little bit now because he's so famous. He's bigger than life. But Obama came up from basically, he was what? A rookie senator in Illinois that Hillary Clinton helped get elected after he lost the first time. That was, nice payback. But anyway, though, he came up quick because he's a very, very good public speaker and he knows exactly what to say. This is what he supposedly said about Kamala. Now, if he means it, this is a person, meaning Kamala, who spent her life fighting on behalf of people who need a voice and a champion. Kamala wasn't born into privilege. Here we go with he can't say middle class again because you'll crucify him. She had to work for what she's got. Oh, we all know how she worked at the beginning. She actually cares about what other people are going through. I'm not so sure of that. She's very callous. Me. All she cares about is advancing her career. This is the pinnacle of politics in the United States. And it says to go back 20 years in the campaign trail when he was running for Senate in Illinois. Yeah, well, Hillary Clinton did a lot more for him when he won his Senate seat in Illinois. And look what he did to her. He knocked her out of potentially being the Democrat nominee. And, of course, we all would know that Obama went on to have 2 terms. Harris's campaign is headed in Jen O'Malley's Dylan Harris, a veteran of Obama's 2 campaigns, who also managed Biden's 2020 campaign. I mean, I'm not saying all the Democrats are stupid. They're not. That's just, they're all nuts. They're not all stupid. Or they wouldn't have been so close in the House of Representatives from 2022, and they wouldn't be tied in the Senate. They know how to run things, at least a handful does. And if they can get that handful together, like I said, I think Obama's doing this because he keeps getting bombarded. Please, Harris and Walz really suck. They really suck. They really suck. And can you give us a nudge, at least to the swing states? We're not going to make you go nationwide or ask you to. I got to admit, though, in all fairness, President Obama is his own man when it comes to campaigning. Oh, he would have done it before now. He probably said, no, I'm not interfering. No, I'm not interfering. And maybe they got some of the higher-ups in the Democrat Party talked to him on the QT and said, listen, Barack, they're going to lose. We have internal polling that's not been out yet. And I'm telling you right now, they're going to get slaughtered. Please help us. And he probably said, okay. He's coming in this late, actually, so if Harris loses, if she loses, he'll have say, well, I tried, I'll do what I can do, and I can't guarantee anything, and blah, 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 blah. And that way he seems loyal to the party. I think his biggest fear is he could care less about Harris. Kamala Harris, he could care less. What he cares about is having a Democrat in the Oval Office that he can control. That's the long and the short of it. So anyway, folks, they're bringing out the big guns, and they must be desperate. But I will say, don't take former President Barack Obama. Don't underestimate him. He's a very, very, very good public speaker, and he has stage presence and charisma. I hate like hell to say that, but it's true. Just like somehow the JFK had. He had the same thing. Stage presence, like a movie star. And publicly, when he's speaking, he carries himself very, very well, Obama does. Way better than Harris or Walz. Take the two Walz and Harris together and multiply times 10. Obama's a better public speaker than that. So we're going to have to see if it does any good. He doesn't have to move the needle much. Probably he's going to be in Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania. He doesn't have to move the needle much. If he spends a lot of time in Philadelphia and brings out 20, 30,000 more people, Democrats, which wouldn't be that hard because it's a big city, and another maybe 20,000 across the state, Pittsburgh mostly, he can put Pennsylvania in the Democrat side in Electoral College, and then it's over. It's over for the Republicans and Donald Trump. So we're going to have to see. I'm not panicking. I'm kind of relishing in the fact that the Democrats are panicking because they wouldn't bring them in unless they're absolutely getting killed in their internals. Their internal polling must, which of course I'm surprised that hasn't leaked out yet. Somebody leaks it out, or same with Trump's internal polls, and he has them too. The RNC, the DNC, they all do. Polls that aren't made for the public, only for the campaign only. So we're going to have to see. You know, I was upset in 2012 when he got reelected at a Democrat party when I was a Democrat, and I said this could be the end of the republic or the beginning of the end. What I was really more concerned about was a division of people and how they were going to fight it out. Not just, I was afraid that something would happen beyond voting. And it's been slowly escalating to that. And that's another fear I have. I want the same America and the opportunities for my children who are now in their 40s. And I have 2 grandchildren. I want them to get the America that I grew up in. Granted, it wasn't perfect. I was born in 56, so I grew up in the 60s and early 70s. Yeah, it wasn't perfect, but it was a lot better than it is now for everybody, including disadvantaged people. I want that America for them. And that's what I was thinking about in 2012. And here we are, 12 years later. And it's still hanging by a thread. Unbelievable. I'm not worried about Obama, but I don't underestimate him either. So people can laugh all they want, but he might make a big difference. He doesn't have to move the needle that much. Very tiny, 1%, 2%, 3% in Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, and Michigan. And that's it. The Democrats win. So he can be persuasive, but if he only persuades a small percent of people, that's enough to get him over the top. But they're pulling out all the stops. They have Liz Cheney now endorsing Kamala Harris in front of the building where the Republican Party was founded. Incredible. Not too long ago, they called her and her father a war criminal. They want him brought up on crimes against humanity in The Hague. All of a sudden now, the Democrats will lay down with anybody that will help them and then turn on them later. Their track record is 100%. They always turn on people. And Republicans like Liz Cheney, they still, I don't know. I really don't. She's got well enough money. Her father's a multimillionaire, so is she. Their businesses and investments, it never ends. Well, we're going to have to see what happens. Like I said, I keep repeating that because this one, I'm not worried, but I'm concerned. What do you think? Are you worried about or concerned about Obama entering the campaign? Remember, don't underestimate him. What do you think? Leave your comment in the comments section. And until next time, God bless, goodbye, and good luck.